Hello everyone and welcome back to the finale of the LCR F2 League. Yes, we return this weekend back out in the Middle East, this time in Bahrain, of course, always known to start Formula 1 or Formula 2 seasons, never really known to finish them, but that's the way the calendars worked for this series. Of course, we've had quite a lot of fun over the last few weeks. I apologise for the lack of content this week. I've been feeling very under the weather, and of course the main channel then takes priority, but we're back for the finale of this, and there is still a good chance that we could finish P3 overall in the championship. When you think, of course, we missed out on the first week, Kota was then also a nightmare, and Saudi Arabia was up and down last week as well. I think, if we could walk away with a P3, I would be incredibly happy with that. Currently, there's 11 points separating Connor, Amazed, and Leopard at the top of the championship. Connor heads into this trying to crown himself a 5-time LCR F2 champion. He's the only person to have ever won the F2 League whenever they've done it over on LCR. But yeah, the battle we're most important, and sort of the one we're worried about, is the battle for P3, like I said. There's currently 4 cars in contention for it. Joseph is sat on 90 points. I'm 8 points back on 82. Bourbon, who is probably the fastest of the 4 of us, is sat on 80 points, just 2 points behind myself. And then Ben, LCR F1 Ben, is 1 further point behind him. So there's 11 points covering 4 cars as we head into this. Now, like I said, I'm probably not the quickest, actually, out of us lot. But, we've had some good races this year. We've been fairly consistent. Even if we don't quite get the result in the feature race today, there's good points still available in the sprint tomorrow. So we'll wait and see what happens. I'm not going to say I'm feeling confident about it, but anything can happen in Formula 2. I'm kind of hoping a lot of people sort of worry about everything else that's going on, trip over each other, and we can walk away and try and clutch it up if possible. Make sure you get yourselves subscribed as well, and yeah, let's jump into this. Well, getting a game crash in qualifying then is hardly going to do me any favours. Yeah, we're going to be starting from the back for this one, but I think it was like 4 of us that got a game crash there. So apparently we're still somehow P11. That's always the way you want to start the evening. And of course the other problem we get is because we've disconnected during qualifying, or before qualifying even started, we now can't pick a setup, so I'm going to be stuck on the wrong setup ready for this. And we also won't be able to actually join the race till it's already started. I've remembered why I don't do a lot of F1 online still nowadays. I mean, all we can really hope for is, well, we just need a miracle now. The 3 drivers I'm up against in the championship are 2nd, 3rd and 4th on the grid. I've got no setup either, so this race all we can aim for is to try and finish 8th or higher, and then hope that in the sprint we can recover as many points as possible. But it's looking very, very unlikely because, I mean, Joseph, there's a good chance he'll outscore me by enough here that I won't even be able to close up to him in the sprint race. But that's the way F122 apparently works sometimes. I'm just going to spam the A button so we can try and... Oh, I can take control, okay. Right, here we go then. Apparently I'm on the hard tyres as well, which is good. 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. Right, make sure... Whoa. Love that. Absolutely love that. I mean, that was my own doing. I'm not going to try and argue against that, but one of my famous map 2-1-2 starts then coming into effect. We've already got other cars with issues down at turn 1. Yeah, this, I can already tell, is just going to be a nightmare evening. Let's just see what we can do. To be honest, I had kind of forgot this was going to be a 16-lap race here, so we have got a bit of time to try and close up. I mean, we can see P8 on our HUD, so we've only got 7 seconds to try and close up, which, to be honest, might not be impossible, depending on what the pace of other cars is like. But yeah, really now we're not even going to try and think too much about the championship. It's just going to be try and get to 8th and try and win the sprint in tomorrow's video. We'll see what happens, though. There's a long way to go. Probably also didn't help that I did 1 lap of practice before I jumped into this evening. As you can see, Draz and Jack going side by side down towards the final corner. Connor's still leading the way, though. I think he just wants to try and wrap this up as soon as possible, really. I think he's just hoping he can try and dominate tonight, as Bourbon, I think it is keep up with him quite well. Ben in P3, Joe still 4th. Of course, yeah, Bourbon and Ben behind us in the championship. There's a very, very real possibility I'm going to finish 6th overall as we get yellow flags out. I've gone a bit deep on the brakes. Don't know who's cause the yellow flags. I think it was 13 bot. I don't know what's happened, to be honest, but yeah, we're still down in last. It's Jack and Draz still duking it out. Hopefully, they're both on soft tyres, but we appear to be quicker than the pair of them. But we hope they're now inside the DRS of the two in front of us, as I think there's a big battle going on between 13 bot and Dralix. Back down towards turn 1. Is Jack going to be able to get the run on Draz, though? Back in towards the first corner. He's going to try and do it. They get very, very close for comfort there through turn 1. Draz runs very wide off the corner. And we're going to try and get the switchback on him off the turn as we head up the hill to be able to get the DRS as well. And that's us back into P11 then of this race. Remember, of course, it's top 8. Whoa, we're reversed. Feel like he was probably a day late and a dollar short there, but that's just my perspective of it, and yeah, we're even further back. There we go. I think we've just now finally got Draz back out of the DRS range behind us, so we can try and focus on the cars in front, but 13 bot is just opening up the gap as Draz has picked up a 5-second penalty. Must be speeding in the pit lane, not going to do him any favours. So I'm still struggling a bit down into turn 1, but yeah, I really don't see without a miracle. We're not really going to be able to do a lot at all here. I mean, there's a big battle pack forming up the road, but yeah, we just need a miracle. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. I just cannot get in the right frame of mind at the moment. Mistakes are creeping in. Just so annoyed with the way this has started. Just got to get to the end, but trying to overstep the car. The preset 3 and preset 4 feel completely different. I've got no feel over what the back end's doing. Jack into the pit lane as well, and yeah, we're just compounding the issue at the moment. I apologise, this has not quite been the sort of normal video that we would expect from my league racing antics, but yeah, this is just so frustrating right from the get-go. Need to grip my teeth though and get on with it, but yeah, this is, like I said, I really wanted to believe we had a good title fight for P3, and just the fact that we're really not going to get much say in it right from the get-go is pretty gutting. There we go, Ben into the pit lane then, so that was a little bit earlier than I was expecting, but I'm guessing he was on a set of soft compound tyres early on in this race. Yes, he was. So he's now going to be trying to take hards then to the checkered flag. Or is he just going really long on a set of softs to the end? He might be going really long on a set of softs to the checkered flag. I mean, it opens up our strategy window a bit. Of course, we were going to have to worry about what he was doing. Surely not. And he is, apparently. So it's a brave strategy by Ben, who's tried it a couple of times before and it hasn't quite worked out. But yellow flag's out. Jack's had issues, same corner I did. But yeah, pretty much now getting to the halfway stage. I'm probably going to box the end of lap 9, I feel. You've just got no feel over what the back end's doing. Preset 3 is awful. There's just nothing you can do about it. The car just snaps round. It must, obviously, it's got different roll bars and things like that, and there's just no feel over the back end. The other cars then peeling into the pits at the end of lap 9, so we are going to re-emerge back down in probably 10th place. I think we're going to be quite close to Jack on pit exit. Looks like a couple of people are picking up penalties. Let's make sure we do not do that. Why did it go green for a brief moment there? That got scary for a second, but yeah, I mean, this is just so disappointing in comparison to where I wanted to be tonight, or at least where I felt like we could have been tonight. There we go. It's just so frustrating. I mean, we might get a point in this sprint race, in this feature race, sorry, and that, to be honest, is probably quite a win when we think about it. But yeah, Jack, I think, is going to re-emerge ahead of us. Dralix here is about 20 seconds up the road. We're even going to have to try and fight to close up to Jack by the end of this race. There we should come out ahead of Draz though, I think. So we head out of the pit lanes. So yeah, if we can try and walk away with 1 point here, but of course it's top 8 reversed for the sprint, not top 10. Back within the DRS range though with Jack as we head down in towards the final corner. There is still a big gaggle of cars battling for about P6, so I mean we could try and hope for a miracle, but I mean really all we'd be hoping for is 2 of them come together. There's no other way I can see us closing up 20 seconds in 6 laps here towards the end, but yeah, trying to close back in on Jack, like I said, try and score at least one solid grid point from this race. Of course, his tyres are probably going to be quicker than mine towards the end, but at the moment we have got a rather large grip premium, so we'll try and do the old up and under as we head up the hill. Cheeky double little switcheroo, we'll have the DRS, and I don't think Jack really wants to fight it too much either. Not really a battle either of us really game from currently. He'll try and switch back off the corner, but again, fresher, softer tyres, we've just got such a grip premium, but yeah, we've got a lot of cars that are just way too far up the road. Even if we eliminated a lot of the errors, I don't think preset 3 we would have had enough anyway. Well, 3 laps to go then of this race, and I feel like we're still dragging absolutely everything we possibly can out of this car, but yeah, I mean, whether it's just they've all got DRS as well, but they're battling each other and still pulling away each lap. 36 seconds behind Ben, who again is one of our championship rivals here, so I'm pretty certain when the dust has settled on this race, we're probably going to be down to P6, and even if we were to win the sprint and none of them score, I don't even think we could recover any places either. It really has just gone so badly wrong. It's gutting, because I just wanted to give you guys a good video as well, but yeah, just... like I said, it frustrated me the fact that it was immediately out of my control. Of course, even if we'd just been able to put preset 4 on, the car feels so much better, so much more predictable. You can really just nail it on the throttle there. We've got to be careful, can't get any more warnings. But yeah, I mean, it's just felt so weird racing it on preset 3. Of course, we've pretty much done preset 4 all season. I basically use a modified preset for my F2 career mode videos on the main channel as well, so yeah, just preset 3, completely all the muscle memory's gone, and yeah, we just don't have the confidence in the car, as proven right there. But just got to get it to the flag. Like I said, I'm just gutted that not only are we not really going to get a fair chance, it feels like I'm trying to fight for this with my arm tied behind my back, but also the fact, yeah, that I can't deliver on the hype for a video as well. It is pretty gutty. Oh, I lifted out. Oh, that really just sums it up, doesn't it? I think that's the part from Kota where I got that penalty for being spun. That's the first penalty I think I've picked up all season, so yeah, it really does go to sum up how badly this race has ended up going for us. Final lap then, we survived, loosely is the term I think, this sprint race, feature race even, I should say, here from Bahrain. I mean, silver linings, Connor looks like he is going to crown himself champion as long as he doesn't do anything stupid on this final lap, but I'm trying to do the maths in my head. If I'm not mistaken, Bourbon in P2 will guarantee he's finished ahead of me in the championship. Ben in P3 I think would require me to win the sprint race to be in that championship fight still, and I think Joseph I think he's battling for about P4, would again guarantee he would beat me in the championship. So again, you know, it is very much like we've come into this one, and with that disconnect before even getting into qualifying, we've had one arm tied behind our back here, and yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, Bourbon's always been quicker than me. He's missed 2 races to R1. Ben has often been quicker, but has sometimes lacked consistency. As fair play, Connor, hats off to him. 5-time LCR F2 champion, absolutely deserves it. Joseph as well, I feel like we've had a good scrap this year. You know, he's a young guy, he's learning a lot as well. And I think he's had his fair share of bad luck, so fair play to him. He deserves a good result at the end of the season. To be honest, out of the 3 of them, I think he's probably the one I'd like to see cop P3 in the championship. But through the final couple of corners, though, yeah, I mean, what more can we really say at the end of the day? It's pretty disappointing. But we've got one more sprint race to go. We may as well just try and throw everything at it tomorrow. Try and walk away with a decent result through the final corners. We'll load back up our preset 4, ready for the finale. But P10, oh, it hurts. Well, there we go then, having a look at the final race results, and yep, Connor, once again, another LCR F2 championship to his name. We do pick up 1 point, which I suppose helps us out, but yeah, if I'm not mistaken now, mathematically, Joe's outscored me by enough. Ben, like I said, I think I would have to win the sprint, and Bourbon's outscored me by enough, so we haven't got a lot to fight for in the sprint race tomorrow. We're just going to try and finish out with a bang in the final race of the campaign. And yeah, maybe, just maybe, try and get on the podium one final time. We'll be starting P10 though, so we've got to give it our all. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow ready for the final race of LCR F2.